BigHerc916 Positivity Motivation. Now, when you see stuff like this going on at 7-Eleven, stuff like that, I just shake my head, man. And I ask myself, what would these young people's parents say? Would these parents discipline their children knowing that this behavior is not something that they would condone? You're a store owner. You have X amount of product on the shelf, and maybe you have a security guard, maybe it's 2 employees, but something like this comes through your store. What do you do? What do you do? You're not gonna sit here and you're not gonna like bust a cap on all these people. You try to shut your doors. They bust the doors open. You can't take the cash register in the back with you. What can you secure, and how do you protect yourself? And then if you are caught up in trying to defend your store and you get assaulted, what's the consequences to the assailant? You got cameras, but you got, what does it look like, 20, 30, 40 kids running in and out, young people. I mean, how do you get justice? You call the police, they show up 6-7 hours later because they got other calls and stuff going on. And when you get this type of mob situations, you have little to no defense. I mean, the only thing, I could think of, and I've seen where guys try to lock their doors and they break the glass. I don't know really what you can do. I don't know. I mean, without trying to create a straight riot, I don't know what you can do to protect your business in a situation like this. And if you're walking out with stuff and you're thinking it's cool and you feeling like I got away with something, these are conditioning things that lead to other bigger things. And with the technology now and stuff, what if it took them 2 or 3 years and then they came back and got you for some stuff that's so petty, but yet it's a mark on your record. And when you go to fill out that job application, you have to put that on there, or it comes up in your background check. It's just crazy, man. And the behavior, why? You don't need to do that. You're stealing stupid stuff. Half the stuff they're stealing, they're not even gonna consume. It's just stuff they're just stealing to be stealing, just grabbing something. Just grabbing something to grab something. Now, would you say that this the parents' fault that the kids are behaving like this, or is it because of the kids being around all these other kids and they're just taking on what they see other people doing? Is it like a behavioral response thing? I think to a degree it's a behavioral response thing. And then, the kids who are there, who are smart enough to leave, maybe it's because of the parenting at home. The ramifications of their parents finding out, or the consequences if their dad hears about it or their mom hears about it or whoever hears about it. But a lot of the kids, it seems like, before they get home, they're probably going to ditch most of the stuff and assume nobody is going to find out. But now, because of parents watching social media, some parents have decided to turn their kids in to teach them a lesson. Some parents are actually taking their kids down to the police station and saying, hey, my kid was a part of that. And you can think like, hey, it's no big thing. There's a bunch of other kids doing it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many people did it. You did it. And there's a price to pay for that. And so you guys got to think bigger, man. This is a crash dummy test, man. And you guys are just crashing out. You're buying into the behavioral scientific experiment right now, that if we, let them think that they can get away with this, it's all good, and you guys are just going for it. You got to look at this as all a setup, man. Most of you guys potentially have great futures if you want to go to college, you get a secondary education, take a trade, but you're doing stuff like this. Don't nobody want to hire anybody who has theft on their record, somebody who they can't trust to, work in the shop, or somebody who might come back and rob them. They don't want people like that in employment. You're putting yourself in a bad situation before you even get started. You're not even enjoying life yet, and you're doing stupid shit. And I'm not trying to preach to you, because I've been there, but I wish somebody would have said something to me. And somebody did say something. I had people around me. My mom said stuff. I was hard-headed because I was still thinking, oh man, I can do this and do that. And I think back, okay, a younger Herc would have maybe put a fire under my ass. And it probably would have been a bigger Herc who, could have maybe instilled a little bit more fear or respect. And I'm not saying you guys don't respect your parents, but obviously there's a breakdown there, because even though I respected my mom, I did stuff that I knew when I was doing it was wrong. And if you're doing stuff like that, you gotta be like, well, it's wrong, but the but is what gets you caught up. The but is what leads to you, riding in the car with somebody doing something stupid, or going to a party, somebody's in there doing something, and then you're there. These are all cases, man. You're a co-conspirator. It doesn't matter you didn't have the gun. It doesn't matter if that girl in there, something happened and you were there. You were the lookout. They could say anything. And you didn't report it. You're caught up, and you don't want to be a snitch. So don't hang around these people, man. Don't put yourself in situations like that. I'm just saying, man, you could do what you want. I know I can't save the world. I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just lacing you guys up because I hate to see you crash before you even pick up any momentum. So Merry Christmas, BigHerc916. Subscribe, share the channel. And
Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, but your funky ass. Go to BigHerc916.com and pick you up a bundle of soap and wash that funky ass for the holidays.